Xantares is one of the best mechanical players in CS2 and in CSGO, and he's been playing extremely well recently. And I'm going to show you a little bit of the mechanics that goes into what makes him so special, how he plays so good so consistently, and I'm going to be showing you that from some maps from the EPL finals that just happened against Navi. So let's get straight into it. So starting right into it, you can see that Xantares has actually had this crosshair for a really long time. He's probably had this, I don't know, for probably half a decade or more or something. He's had this really big crosshair. He's holding it for the jump spot at suicide, and you're gonna see throughout this game, and his crosshair placement is extremely well, and I think his counter strafes are really on point. He sees the smoke, which is also really good to block. It's a smoke that requires like pixel perfect landing. After they block that, they kind of like give up. They can't really like play too much for it. Eternal Fire right now is actually in a position where they kind of actually have to fight for long because they don't have short control, and they kind of gave this up and they didn't play for long in the beginning. Now they actually have to fight for something. And because they have everyone here, they're kind of pigeonholed into going for these fights that aren't even that great for them. You see Major is going for this fight, and Terrace is jumping back up. And now it kind of relieved a lot of the pressure. Now they can kind of chill, 4v2. Hits the last shot on Alexi. And I actually have not seen that lineup. Okay, he just missed it. That's why I haven't seen that lineup. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's aiming in the wrong spot. So Xantares doesn't even have the best spawn. He has the second best spawn, and he's able to molly and peek pretty quickly after, and it's actually fine. Flash is at 149. Mollies, dodges the first flash, and he just gets a nice spray down. Crosshair placement kind of tight next to the wall. Wikidia got shot as he was jiggling, and now it's pretty much Xantares is the next contact. Let's kind of look at those fights here. So he gets kind of like a freebie here, goes back into the angle, and as you can see, like, you always kind of have to be peeking. I'm always kind of saying it's either peek or get peeked. As soon as he gets this first kill here, he kills IM, swings left, and then he knows that he has to swing right again. So he does this swing right, counter strafe, and then he crouches, uncrouches. You know, we're all seeing that. Like, you always want to be moving. Of course, you don't want to just spray, you know, statically, just standing up or crouching. So you always want to be a little bit dynamic. And now he's at 1 HP. Thankfully, Wonderful is the third guy, and it's very hard for him to trade with an op here. But I think the critical thing in that fight, on the second one mainly, is just that he does like a strafe into him. Something that you should always be paying attention to when you're having these duels. He's like, okay, I'm going to use the HEs this round for sure. This one's going to be a lot too. Really nice HE timing here. And now I think it's always like this like conversation of like, you know, do you save your HEs for, you know, breaking open the smokes in CT? Do you try to use it for nade damage? I think that you can go for either. It always depends on the round and what you're hearing. If you don't care about like playing CT and then breaking open this smoke, then yeah, I mean, get as much nade damage in as you want. But you can also, you know, HE open this smoke that goes right here, and that's going to be really nice because sometimes people, they'll smoke this and they'll kind of get into it and then they'll pop. Maybe they'll like throw like a mid B smoke at the same time and you're not sure exactly which one they're using. He gets mollied in sight, so this is usually really hard for me. Mollied in sight, dodges it, gets the first kill. Yeah, I think that's tough. And in terms of crosshair placement, as you can see, he's super trained like on the wall. I do think that he kind of uses his crosshair as like a visual aid of like how far away from the wall that he can be. Something I would actually recommend for newer players of Counter-Strike as well. I think a bigger crosshair is helpful for crosshair placement type stuff. Sometimes people are a little bit too close to the wall. All right, so now we're going to be seeing some T-side stuff. So more mechanics here, seeing kind of how he clears. And I actually really like the way that he clears lower. He is the lower defaulter on this. He's jumping on the box. He was kind of get ready for that. He's getting ready for the peak on the right side. You can see his crosshair placement. This is also really good to do when you are getting ready for any angle that you're going to be wide swinging out for, and you know that you want to clear, you know, the right side. Cat Wonderful is actually in an off angle since he knows that bit is all the way up mid. If you do just play in, you know, the standard spots, he would have just got owned, just straight up. He would have just got owned from Wokadia there, but he's a little bit off, and then he gets the kill on Wokadia because of it. Not much you can do there. He's always like kind of getting ready through the wall. He's ready with his crosshair placement. He's very comfortable, you know, taking these pre-aims, and he's trying not to make any sounds as he walks out here. And as soon as Major dies, they know that they have to speed up. He goes really wide there on his crosshair placement just for that guy to swing out. Unfortunately, doesn't get him. And his cross, he's been playing a lot of Dust 2 Deathmatch. Like, you guys have to make sure that you are checking this new angle. Make sure that you are ready for this jump up, especially in pugs. I'm sure people are going to be jumping up there all the time. And he is probably about to just beam. He would have beamed him. So he goes for this. He's trying to equalize because it is 2v4, but I feel like when they see you at this point, when you fail the jump, I think that he could have, been a little bit more creative with his peaks. You can see his cross replacement is great the whole way through. You don't always have to like do like really perfect clears where you're like, doing these little short strafes or long strafes if you don't need to. If you don't think he's there, you don't think he's there. And that's why I think a big part of like cross replacement and mechanics is also game sense. Like I think your game sense of envisioning where the other guy is going to be super helpful, because you can't strafe and do good strafes for every single spot. And you only have so much time in a round as well. You see he's kind of letting the pistols go first. Really nice shot on Alexi. Oh, that was clean. And you see Xantares is always in the deathmatch servers. He's literally always there, always practice on Dust 2, so this is his home. Really quickly, I think the way that I am actually crosses long is very good, and I think that you should definitely take note of it. So he's doing the molly cross, and as he throws the molly, he jumps, but he can dodge, look in the bottom of the floor, and it's actually kind of weird for his model. You just want to make sure that like you're as difficult to hit as much as you can. If you're just going in a straight line, it's going to be a lot easier to hit you compared to someone doing this. While you're in the air, you just look down anyway because you need to dodge the flashes. And that might even help like with your model. I think IAM does a really good job of it. He mollies, looks up. Normally he even goes a little bit faster, but it doesn't even matter. He still gets the 2 kills. His micro for how he does it is something you should definitely copy into your games as well. Another really nice micro thing that you should incorporate into your games as well. When the T's are in like such a spot like this where they kind of have to do something and they're just like boxed in, whenever you're expecting somebody to be phasing a smoke when they're in like these types of situations, if you just hide and don't show yourself, he's just holding for the push. This kind of like works out doubly in his favor because not only is Wonderful holding the push, but when Wicadia phases this smoke, he thinks it's kind of clear, but he can't really do too much about it. He's like, okay, is it clear? Is it not clear? I mean, he's actually super ready for it, but a lot of times people will like go to the very far left here. They'll not see the CT, and then they'll just, look towards CT or long. And it's a little thing that I think that you can add for a mind game. And I actually really like watching Xantares clear lower. So he does a little step there. Not a big deal, but you see his pre-aim. And he does this in a lot of spots, preparing himself for the wide swing, getting his crosshair on whatever wall box thing, and then having it perfectly aimed up for it. And he strafes any spot that he thinks that they're going to be at. And this is kind of a game sense too that I was talking about. Like if he thinks, is he there? Okay, well, if he's going to be lower, then he's going to be on this side of the box. And then if he's going to be in lower, he's going to be on that side of the box or that side of the box. And that's like how you want to envision your strafes when you're clearing angles. And another micro thing. Let's just say that he is behind the box. He throws the molly. As soon as the CT hears that molly being pinned, he's instantly going to just start running. And that's what Xantares is running back for. He has his teammate here that's with him. You're expecting someone to wide swing you, so you fall back. And if they wide swing you, just own them. They have so many angles, they can't clear everything properly. Holding very tight. He's assuming that, off that flash, that somebody might have went in after the molly. That's what he's assuming right there. So he gets Major, whoever, to re-molly in behind this box. So strafing for the left and right sides, walking up, and these are Brius kills. Those always feel nice. So unfortunately they use both smokes at the same time, but it's not a big deal. And now Calix can use his smoke to get rid of this position. He could get rid of that position if he wanted to. They flash through. JL gets a huge 3k. This was the big highlight. Actually, a really good thing that Eternal Fire did 2 smokes in this case, because that smoke did miss. So he's running through, gets the flash. Oh, that is so nice. But really nice play. Caught them super off guard. But they have a really good chance here. The main thing is if you can kill Bit, he even almost kills Alexi. Like, and honestly, that's a kill. That's a kill. Like, how honestly is that even not a kill? His everything was so good there. Like, he almost kills Alexi. I think he was like slightly too high or something, but everything looks so good. Even in like these hard situations, Xantares like makes a lot out of it. Like the fact that he almost kills Alexi and probably should have killed Bit. Everything looked good for it, but yeah, I think that he just didn't counter strafe in time. Just honestly a good game of like Counter-Strike. This was a really cool final to watch. I think that there's a lot of really cool micro tricks that we saw in this game, not only just from Xantares, who we're kind of focusing on, but you know, also from everyone, because there's always really cool stuff that's happening, and that's why it's really good to go into the games and watch the demos. I always feel like I get the most out of it when I do watch the game afterwards, and I hope that you enjoyed and you learned a lot from this video. Let me know if there's anything else that you would like to see in the comments. Sometimes I'm always thinking of, you know, what ideas can I do, or if you have any feedback for the videos of, you know, what I should be doing more, definitely let me know. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.